Right, so we're back up the centre now. So she's come back up the centre this morning just to finish off the last little bits that need to be done. So as you can see, Richie's under there just finishing off, making sure all pipes are in the right place and they're not going to foul anything. Then we've got the radiator pack to go on and the front grille to go on. Fill up the engine with coolant and oil and everything else that needs done. Put the last little bits here and there in, and then she's good to go there. These are staying off, because we're going to paint and everything, so these are staying off for now. But everything else is on now, so we're on the back now. This side, all good. Doors all fitted and everything, that's good. Stu's at the back here, just doing a bit more wiring. So yesterday we fitted swing away and that, and the rear wiper arms and stuff and motors and things. What else we do yesterday on the back? Not a lot on the back actually, and then obviously trying to get these doors to fit was a little bit of a
These have been a bit of a nightmare, haven't they?
Yeah, we're still not quite right, but we're getting there now. They're on and they're in a hole, so they just need tweaking a little bit. So again, just to try and get them finished off before it goes up the road. So yeah, so the last bits, front wheel arches in, and then just plug up some holes, make sure everything's running, all the wiring's in the right place and stuff like that. Then we're good to go to send it up just to get it all finished in leather. So that's where she is now, which is good.
Yesterday you seen us bringing the vehicle into the workshop up at the centre, and all the doors were on, roof was on, everything looks ready to go, almost finished. And then we weren't quite happy with the way the doors were aligning, eh?
No, and we decided after consultation with YouTube that we'd go right from the back end, work our way forward, sort out the body panels.
And what we did find was some of the things we found out of our Britannica restorations was the little lugs where you put the door seal on, they've got to be lined up, ours weren't. So we knew there was some adjustment there. So then we went to the back and we've seen some adjustments that needed to be done, didn't we?
And we attempted those adjustments.
So what we did is we'll show you what we've done. Yeah. So remember how you seen the vehicle a little bit earlier on. Well, this is it now. And we'll tell you the reasons for that. Right, so as you can see, we've got the roof and the sides off. The thing we didn't take apart when we were stripping the vehicle down is we didn't take the sides off. We left them attached to the roof and lifted it off as one unit. That was probably a bit of a mistake on our part, done for quickness, I suppose. So what we've found when we try to do the adjustments is, and Richard will talk you through this.
Okay, so in the corners on the capping, this is the remains of the pin that goes through. Now this pin's on a cam, so you spin the pin and it'll move your panel in, out, backwards, forwards. The check we were originally making was that the top washer, which shouldn't be a standard washer.
So that one is a standard washer, isn't it?
Standard washer.
Have we got the other one to show? So what that should be, it should be a slotted washer.
So I slotted it as well to allow the pin to move within the washer.
So as you can see, that one's just a normal washer here.
Yep.
You can see that it's supposed to be slotted, which gives you the movement side to side to give us that adjustment to get the panels lined up.
This one we think is a slotted washer, although it is now one piece.
It now looks like something off of Eep, and they've dug out a hole.
So, and I think having looked at the corner panel,
Let's have a look at this.
So if you can see here, that's where our piece rotted out.
Yeah.
I think that's been repaired.
Yeah, it probably has, and that would explain the normal washer on there.
Yeah.
So as you can see, we've taken it apart now, and what we've had to do is now we're ordering some new cappings, aren't we?
We're going to have to get new cappings. We're going to do both sides because we've got it off. We might as well do both sides. We'll do all we can to protect these, painting.
So we're going to prime them, paint them, Lanagard inside them.
Yes.
And then we'll wrap to them after that.
And we will also make Lanagard in these corners, these adjusters in particular, a yearly thing.
So why are we doing this? Right, so we want the doors to fit the best way they can. Now we know we're putting aftermarket parts on, they may not all be line up exactly because of the tolerances on them.
Well, we know we're still going to have a problem with the driver's door because of the.
Let's show that. Let's show what the driver's door problem is. So this is what made our mind up to do this. We weren't getting this front driver's door lined up at all, and if you look at the hinge here, you can see it's not perfectly square. And you were working on this, so you tell us.
Basically, when we went to try and hang the door, we couldn't get it to line. We couldn't get the hinges to line up with door mounts. We then realised that one of these hinges was mounted in the wrong place. So we set it on the bottom hinge, and the door was far too high. And we set it. Then we took that off and set it on the top hinge, and it sat in line. So this mount here, the holes that are drilled in the pillar here, are too high. So
or is it the hinge?
No, we think it's the, because the hinge was fine on the door that was on the original vehicle. So the only bit out of it that's been changed is the bulkhead. So the holes are slightly too high. They've been put in slightly too high.
So what that was doing then, it was causing the new sill we put on. It was causing the door to be at an angle, which was on this side here near the B pillar. It was just dragging on the sill, wasn't it?
Wacky races.
So that's what made our mind up to kind of try and do the adjustments in all ways we can, and that's where we are. So it seems as if we've taken about 10 steps backwards, but really we want to get this done right as best we can to make it look as good as we can. So that means we have to do all this work. So that's kind of where we are, isn't it?
It's not it looks worse than it is. It's not a major setback. There will be, I think, a couple of days' work involved in it. That's including prepping all the new cappings.
Yeah, like I say, I don't think it's major, and everything else is in place anyway. So it's look, if we didn't do it, we'd be struggling later on, wouldn't we? Because that definitely on the kind of offside there, that was going to fail, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that would.
Yeah. Another one would have been far behind it, but definitely at the rear corner here where we showed you the piece that is rotted out, this was going to fail. You know, it's as simple as that. That there was just rotted out completely. You can see that. I know it's a bit out of focus. Well, we'll try and get it in focus. Yeah, that was completely rotted out. So that's no good. So I'm glad in a way we kind of decided to make these adjustments, because we hadn't even seen that, had we?
No.
Anyway, that's where we are, so we'll crack on. So Richard, how did you take this off then?
It's quite simple. It's all held on with pop rivets. So one there, one of the pop rivets down there, and then there's a few through the side of the tub. Then just lift it off.
And then this is what you get when you take it off if you've not done this before. This is what you're left with. So it just needs a slight clean up, I think.
Yeah, it's very clean.
Just get it. Yeah, it's fairly clean. You see there's one bit of corrosion just over here, which is not even that much, is it?
That's the most corroded part on it.
Yeah, which is pretty good considering what it was above it. So then we'll just clean this up now and get it prepped ready for the new caps to go on. We've just ordered it in from Keith Gotts, which we're going to collect. And what we found is this part here, if you can show us that part that was damaged here, Richard. So this part here is very corroded too. Now we thought we could just order that part just is in the corner there. We were hoping that's what it was, because it's riveted in here. You just see here they're just riveted in. But apparently they come with the panels. So luckily Keith got a rear quarter panel and side panel with windows installed, but it's damaged. That we'll see what the damage is to it. If it's not that bad, we'll use it in the vehicle instead of this one. If it is not what we want, we'll just cut that out.
Yep.
And we'll use that part there.
Yep.
And I think that's the next part of the process to getting this up together.
That's it.
Right, so we got this panel, but it's a quarter panel and side panel from Keith Gott's. Now Duncan, what we're removing now?
At the moment I'm going to take
The capping off it.
take the capping off, because I need this piece in here.
So we couldn't buy this piece separate, so we managed to get this panel here from Keith Gott's for a lot cheaper than we bought it new, because all we need is that little
Yeah, because
a bracket down at the bottom there. The rest is fine.
Damaged, so.